if you have got weight loss and fat loss goals and you join a boot camp or a local personal trainer or an online personal trainer and they give you a meal plan, this should be a red flag because meal plans don't work long term. You don't need another meal plan. You likely just need support and education around your nutrition. Let me explain why. Join a boot camp, a local personal trainer, a local swimming club, etc. because you're overweight, you feel sad, you're fed up, your clothes are now tight or getting tighter and you know you kind of need to do something. Maybe you've got kids and you want to be a role model, you don't want to be unhealthy, you could be pre-diabetic, etc. Maybe your sex life in your relationship has gone down, you're sick of doing it with the lights off. Maybe you don't do it at all anymore, but you need to do something. Enough is enough. So what you do is your typical day will look something like this. No breakfast or something small like toast. If you've got kids and you do the school run, obviously you'll know you just grab and go. Get into work, maybe have a coffee, maybe if you've got biscuits, maybe grab a biscuit or something. I always do it in the studio, can be a biscuit and a coffee. Then you grab something for lunchtime, maybe like a meal deal, a sandwich, something at the canteen, something quick. Then afternoon, you feel a little bit tired, usually because your calories are really low. So you'll grab another coffee, maybe a Red Bull or something to kind of give you that little bit of boost mid-afternoon. Then do the kids' tea when you go home, maybe pinch a chip, a chicken nugget or whatever's left over. And then finally, when the kids are in bed, maybe sit down and have your meal. Usually a typical meal, a typical family meal. When you get a meal plan, and I kid you not, this is the meal plan that I kind of got and I went from typical day to meal plan overnight. So 7 a.m. oats and fruit, 10 a.m. chicken and veg, I kid you not, 10 o'clock in the morning. Then 12 p.m. fish and veg, 2 p.m. nuts and fruit, 4 p.m. or 4:30 a pre-workout. Then I train in the gym or like around lifting weights. Then you have a protein shake after because they tell you that you need to have a protein shake even though you don't have protein in your tea. Then steak, rice and veg for my tea, and then cottage cheese, even though I fucking hated it, at 9:30 or 9:30 before bed. I did this for 8 weeks. Don't get me wrong, I lost weight. And then I finished it on a Sunday, went to Tenerife on a Monday, lasted about a week, lost all my results, felt really guilty, felt pissed off, struggled, gained weight. Yeah, felt overwhelmed, trying to get back on it. I felt overwhelmed, but most of you won't even see 8 weeks out. Most people do not see an 8-week plan out. They'll get a meal plan, soon realise that they do feel overwhelmed, they can't sustain it. It's changed so much. It's nothing like the current lifestyle. You'll feel consistently full at the start because obviously you've gone from no food to that big long list of food. You feel bloated, you feel confused because you're actually being told to eat more food, which obviously there's science behind, but because there's no education in a meal plan, doesn't really make sense. And obviously you'll feel really stuck because they're asking you to prep so much food. It is overwhelming, it does piss you off. But that's the kind of the plan that you'll get. But at the start, you'll feel excited, you'll feel happy. You paid some money into the game, so you've been given a plan off someone you should be able to trust. You feel motivated, you've took your photos or done whatever, you've set your goals, and you feel determined. And obviously, you're going to trust the process. You should be able to trust anyone you hand money over to, especially a coach, a fitness club, slimming club, anyone like that along those lines. But you'll soon realise that it's not sustainable long term. Have a bad day in work, a bad sleep, a bad week, and you want to grab a takeout, you want to have a bottle of wine, but it's not on that meal plan. They won't be putting these on the meal plan. Get asked out to go on a night out with friends, on a family party, just a night out on the piss. After this lockdown, when the clubs finally open up, be on a meal plan when those clubs open up and see how well you do. You go on a date night, and I've done this as well. I took fish to the Trafford Centre like a proper dickhead, but it was in my plan on a Friday to have fish. I was going to the Trafford Centre, so stupidly I took it. But again, I didn't really understand nutrition back then. But again, you're just following the meal plan. But a meal plan, there's no education at all. The meal plan, you follow it. Hopefully you stick to it. If you don't, unlucky, you've already paid your money. You feel guilty when you can't sustain it, and you can't stick to it. Or even when you finish it, you feel really guilty that you can't do it again because you know how exhausting it is to prep the food. You know how pissed off you feel. Kind of get back onto it. Those foods you don't even like, but you try. I'd say it's hard to get back on it because the plan is so strict, and eventually you just throw the towel in. You've been the meal plan, you stop replying to the coach, you just go back to your old ways. And then when you go back to your old ways, you'll soon find that your old habits come back in. Once those old old habits come back in like they do, because you don't change habits in a meal plan. You just follow it as long as you can. Once something happens a night out and that, they just stop. The habits come back. The weight you lost will all come back, plus a little bit more, because if you stick to it long enough, things will drop off, and then all of a sudden, the calories are back up, your weekend binges are back up, the chocolate that you've not had for ages is back in, the wine's back in. These are not bad, but if you follow a meal plan, you're told that they're bad, because you have to stick to this white fish and white rice and all that kind of bullshit. Your motivation obviously drops off with training again, because you probably did start a plan. They probably give you a shit plan when you get a meal plan, or you're in a boot camp, you go in. But once the food drops off, the fitness drops off, or the fitness drops off, the food drops off. Works vice versa. And then you just realise that you've wasted money, you've wasted your time. You may as well just spend that on your takeouts and enjoyed yourself. And this is why we don't do meal plans. One of the most common things we get asked when we get a new client in is, will I get help with a meal? Will I get like a meal plan? But no, we don't do meal plans here. We have 5 simple things that we educate our clients on. 5 simple things that I need to do every day, that my coaches need to do, that you need to do even if you're not with us. Because you have a current routine now. We need just to make that routine better and something you can sustain long term. You need to be able to do it around the current lifestyle that you're in, so you'll get results, because you're going to get healthy. Don't focus on weight loss or fat loss. Focus on getting healthy, because the byproduct of that is you will lose weight. You will drop body fat. You will feel better. You will feel stronger in the gym. You will sleep better. Energy will go up. Confidence will go up. You won't have to switch the light on anymore to have sex, because you'll feel amazing in your own body. You've got to get away from these meal plans and these shit coaches who are pushing meal plans. If you sign up to a boot camp and your coach gives you a meal plan from the off, without sitting down and going over your current lifestyle, the things I've just talked about, your routines, your weight, your health, the things you like, fucking get out of there. Honestly, you're just wasting your money. And in 2 or 3 weeks' time, you'll soon realise everything I've just said is true.